Increasingly, Anglesey is cultivating its ambition to become an energy isle. Within a decade, new turbines, a new nuclear plant and a new tidal scheme could all be built. If the plans are realised, a tenth of the UK's energy will come from this area. But there's disagreement how this electricity should be transported to where it's needed most in homes and businesses in England. The National Grid, in charge of Britain's energy network, prefer a new overhead line. Politicians, councils and many people would prefer a cable under the sea to transport the power directly to Deeside. According to the National Grid, laying power cables under the sea from Anglesey to Deeside would cost £2.5 billion. That's 3 times more expensive than putting new pylons up. According to many people on Anglesey, whether they are supportive or opposed to new power schemes like offshore wind farms and a new nuclear power station at Wilver, they're concerned that the grid is intent on building new pylons despite some local opposition. New developments could include Horizon's nuclear plant with 3.6 gigawatt of power. Celtic Array's Rhiannon offshore wind farm could supply another 2 gigawatt of power. A year since the grid's consultation, there's a sense of growing resentment locally.
Our ability to sustain ourselves with the tourism industry, the effect on the price of our houses. Some reports show us as much as a 25% reduction if you have a pylon next to you. Health issues have also been raised when we discuss things locally. So there are many concerns about these pylons.
The National Grid says its assessments and planning continues and are now considering undergrounding power cables under the Menai Strait.
What we're busy doing now is making sure that we know their requirements as well as what's happened with Horizon and Celtic Array. So when we take the option forward, it will be the right one. As well in that feedback we got from people, they said that the Menai was a really sensitive area. We absolutely recognise that. So we're doing studies as well that if there is an overhead line, that we could maybe not have the pylons across the Menai Strait.
It may be several years until a final decision is taken and will depend heavily on what energy developers offshore and at Wilver asks of the National Grid.